What's going on, guys? It's Cal here from Buffalo SportsCenter, and today I'm going to be discussing some players that really need to have a great preseason and training camp to have a chance to make the roster this season. So these are just 5 guys I listed off, but obviously everyone trying to make a roster spot needs to have a great preseason and training camp. But these are 5 guys I think, given the right situation, could make the roster either this season or seasons down the line, and this preseason would really give them a jump. So starting off, number 1, Linus Weisbach. Linus Weisbach was a late-round pick, and we really didn't think much of him, but he has looked good in Rochester in recent years, and it seems the Sabres are pretty high on this guy. So far in the preseason, he's played with guys like Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner, so just putting him in that situation alone proves that the Sabres want to see what he can do with high talent around him and what he could do in the NHL. So do I think Linus Weisbach makes this roster this season? No. Do I think he plays in Rochester? Absolutely. And maybe down the line, he'll be an NHL guy. Number 2, Matt Savoy. Matt Savoy, the first-round draft pick. This is the guy we all are expecting to be pretty good from our draft class this year. But with that being said, will he make the NHL this season? Some people say yes, some people say no. Right now, I still have him slated in to start in the AHL, maybe come up mid-season, but I definitely think he would benefit from a little AHL play to start the season, as I think most players would. The AHL, the talent level is pretty high, honestly, compared to most backup leagues around professional sports. So I think he could definitely benefit from a little time in the AHL, and I think rushing him to the NHL might be a mistake. But if Matt Savoy has a great start to the season, training camp, and preseason, he could definitely be in the NHL before we know it. Number 3, UPL. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, obviously the goalie that we haven't really seen much of, but we have seen enough to make our judgment that he really isn't going to be the guy. He needs to have an absolutely phenomenal start to this preseason and training camp, or else I think he honestly could be done in Buffalo after this season. UPL wasn't really that great in Rochester last year. Came up to Buffalo a little bit and played all right, but overall, the Sabres have Devin Levi and Eric Portillo coming up from college next season, and already have Comrie and Craig Anderson slated to be our starter and backup. So I think UPL definitely needs to take this season in AHL to really, retool his system and really get going, because it's going to be him and Malcolm Subban down there, and if UPL doesn't impress in the AHL this season, I think he might as well just leave Buffalo altogether, unfortunately. I do like UPL, and I wish we would give him a bigger chance, but with the starters we already have this season, I don't see it happening. Number 4, Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn already impressed last season in the NHL, but got injured pretty early in his stint and didn't really get a second chance. He looked phenomenal in the AHL, and Jack Quinn, I think we all can agree, is going to be a solid NHL player at least at one point. But to be honest, we don't know who's making this roster. Unlike previous seasons, these young guys really got to fight for spots, because we got a lot of veterans here, and we're getting towards the end of the rebuild. So we kind of want to, activate that win now initiative, either this season or the season after. So I don't think there's going to be a lot of time messing around with young guys. But Jack Quinn's definitely an impressive young guy, and we'll see him in the NHL down the line. Hopefully it is this season, but you never know. Number 5, J.J. Paterka. J.J. Paterka, pretty much the same situation as Jack Quinn. Played very well in the AHL last season, and we'll definitely see NHL ice time at some point. Will it be this year? Probably. Similar to Jack Quinn, I think they both will make the team. But will it be in the beginning of the season? That is still to be determined. And, J.J. Paterka definitely has the higher upside as a scorer, but I think Jack Quinn is the better overall player right now. So I pretty much categorize these guys in the same type situation. I think if one makes it, the other one will. Kind of like a package deal, but it's just kind of one of those things where if you need to send them to the AHL for a little bit, they're definitely going to impress. And as long as they keep on the same level as last season or a little higher, I think they're in the NHL sooner than later. So those are my 5 players that need to impress early to really, have a chance in this organization in the future. There's obviously other guys who are fighting for spots too, but those are just my 5 guys that I really wanted to hone in on for this video. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section of guys that you think really need to impress and guys that you're excited to watch this season in Buffalo. And with that being said, I'm going to peace out for right now. Have a great